Hello all, my name is Pooja Thote. My teammates are Namrata Aundkar and Himani Jamwal. Today we will be giving presentation on our research paper. Our topic is applying machine learning algorithms to extract method code refactoring. Today we will be covering below points: abstract, introduction, then related work, approach, conclusion, and then future work. So first is abstract. In software development, developers often face different code smells. Long method is one of the famous code smells that can occur. The problem with long method code smell is they are having multiple responsibilities. Long methods are quite difficult to read and understand. So to address this long method code smell, the solution is extract method refactoring. There are two ways in which we can apply this refactoring. So first is heuristic approach, second is machine learning algorithms. Heuristic approach itself has some limitations. So in this paper, we are proposing to use machine learning algorithms for extract method code refactoring. So next is introduction. Code refactoring is a crucial practice where we simplify the code structure while preserving its semantics and behavior. Code refactoring can resolve different type of code smells. Code smells are nothing but they are symptoms that our implemented code has poor design, poor structure, or poor implementation choices. So code refactoring has many benefits. It improves the quality, the readability, the understandability of our source code. Eventually, it also increases the reusability and maintainability of our code. So for long method code smell, the solution is extract method refactoring. Here, in extract method code refactoring, one or more methods are extracted from the existing long method. So while extracting the methods from long method, they are extracted on the basis of single responsibility. Single responsibility principle is one of the famous principles in software engineering. It can be applied on all levels such as class level, method level, package level. Single responsibility principle has different advantages. It ensures the cohesiveness of code and it also increases the modularity. The famous author Martin Fowler has defined 22 different types of code smells that can occur in his influential book on code refactoring. For detection of these different code smells, heuristic approaches or machine learning algorithms can be used. Heuristic approach has its own disadvantages, like it has low performance, low accuracy, it contains some manually defined thresholds, some software metrics, therefore its performance can vary. To overcome these limitations of heuristic approach, in this paper we are proposing machine learning algorithm. Next is related work. Our related work has been divided into 4 parts. First part is code smell detection. For automatic code smell detection, researchers have used different software metrics in heuristic approach. Some researchers used different machine learning algorithms and they compared their performance and they came out with the conclusion that random forest classifier performs better for code smell detection than any other supervised machine learning algorithm. Next is machine learning based approaches versus heuristic based approaches. In this section we studied some papers where they have done extensive survey explaining these both approaches, where they concluded that the machine learning algorithms are faster and they have better overall performance than heuristic approach. Next section is extract method refactoring. For extract method refactoring, researchers have used different techniques, different tools to automatically detect the refactoring opportunities. Next section is single responsibility principle. In this section, we have studied different papers explaining the importance of single responsibility principle and its various advantages, its challenges it offers.
Thank you, Pooja. Now we'll see single responsibility principle. Our complete approach is based on these single responsibility principle. This principle is defined as a part of prominent solid principles. It is stated as every module, method or class implemented in code should only have a single responsibility. That is, it should be relevant to a single functional requirement so that it will have only one reason to change. Now, from the example, we can see that the long method, which is named as long method here, it is performing three responsibilities. That means there are code fragments that are written for performing the responsibility 1. There are code fragments or code statements, set of code statement that will perform responsibility 2, and another set of problems which will carry responsibility 3. Now, this method has size more than the threshold that is appropriate or that is defined. Many of the times this threshold is 30 lines of codes or 40 lines of codes. So depending upon the size matrix, a method is said to be long if it has more than 30 lines of codes. Now, on the basis of single responsibility principle, we define this method as long method because it is performing three responsibilities. And now we need to extract or divide this method depending on the responsibilities, and that is shown in the three different methods. So extracted 1, extracted 2 and extracted 3 will be the three methods extracted from this one long method. Now, how to achieve cohesion between the two statements using the SRP principle. In a typical Java program, a method defined in one class can contain different variables, which are data, control structures, method calls to different methods defined in the same class or another class. Cohesion between the statement is used to derive the functional relevance between code statements in the long method. A method must perform only a single responsibility, and thus it becomes trivial to find out if a long method is shouldering multiple responsibilities. So now we will see three types of dependencies that will help us to understand the cohesion between two statements. First dependency is data dependency. If two statements Si and Sj are accessing the same variable, they are said to be dependent on each other. From the figure, we can see F1 and F2 are two code fragments which are related to some variables v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5. Now, code fragment F1 contains a set of statements which are using variable v1 and v5, and code fragment F2 have a set of statements which are using variables v2, v3 and v4. From this data dependency, we know now that we can extract code fragment F1 from the long method M and a different code fragment F2 from the long method M. Now, from the previous slide, we know that a code fragment is a group of statements within a long method which are cohesive and tightly coupled with each other with respect to functional dependency between them. Now let us look at relationship between the two statements depending on the method calls they are making. Two statements Si and Sj are said to be indirectly in relationship with each other when a variable v1 from statement Si appears in a method call MC made in statement Sj, or it uses variable v either to store the return value or to pass it as a parameter. Thus, method call MC can be used to establish a dependency between the two statements Si and Sj. From the figure, we can see F1 and F2 are code fragments containing code statements. Variables used in those code statements are used in method calls M1, MC1, MC2 or MC3, either for storing return value or passing the parameters. Fragments F1 and F2 will be disjoint sets. If few variables are used in multiple method calls, this can be distinguished. That means those statements which contain this method calls can be distinguished using the control dependency. Now let us look at control dependency. Execution of statement Si is said to be dependent on statement Sj if there exists a path from Si to Sj. From the figure, we can see long method M contains two paths P1 and P2. Path P1 and P2 contains some statements as shown in the figure. This path information found through control flow diagram is used for merging related fragments obtained from data dependency and method call dependency. There can be statements that have not occurred in data and control dependency fragments. This will be definitely captured in paths and thus ensuring complete statement coverage in the long method. Our approach uniquely represents the use of data dependency, method call dependency, and control dependency to find statement level cohesion. The probability that only tightly coupled statements will form a cohesive code fragment is very high based on single responsibility principle. Now, Himani will explain the approach further.
Thank you, Namrata. Now let's talk about the approach that we have proposed in our term paper. So our approach, we have divided that into 4 sections. The first step involves the data pre-processing. The second step involves identification and ranking of long method code smells using random forest machine learning algorithm. The third step involves identifying extract method opportunities using hierarchical agglomerative clustering algorithm. And the last step in our approach involves ranking extract method opportunities. In the very first step, we are explaining data pre-processing for the detection of long method code smell and its ranking. Our approach replaces heuristic algorithms, which are machine learning based classification algorithms. Random forest that we have selected for our paper has proved to be more accurate and precise compared to other classifiers. Also, unsupervised machine learning algorithm, which is also known as hierarchical agglomerative clustering, is used for clustering cohesive code fragments. Now, talking about the first step that we have in our approach, which is preparing a training data set. So the main step in applying supervised machine learning algorithms is to prepare a training data set. Selected projects, they must be from one programming language. We have an option where we can manually check the projects for long code smells depending upon the selected matrix based on size and cohesion. Machine learning algorithms have proved to perform better when training data sets are balanced. The last step in this preparing training dataset step is to label the data. The next step in our approach is the identification and ranking of long method code smell. So in our paper, once we have extracted the extract method refactoring candidates from the control flow graph of a method and ranked them using the random forest classifier, we will identify and rank them. Different software metrics measure different aspects of software. As our approach, it focuses on long method code smell and extract method refactoring opportunities, we use method-based metrics. Random forest is a machine learning algorithm which consists of various decision trees. This algorithm combines the simplicity of various decision trees with so much flexibility that it results in a vast improvement in accuracy. And that is one of the reasons for selecting this algorithm as the purpose of identification and ranking of long method code smell. Now talking about this diagram that we have used as the steps that are involved when we use the random forest algorithm. So in this first step, the training data set is taken out, and out of that a bootstrapping data set is created by randomly picking some samples from the base data set and putting them in the bootstrap data set. When selecting these samples randomly to create a bootstrap dataset, there will be some samples in the base dataset that will not be picked during the selection. And these samples are known as out of bag samples, which are represented as OOB1 over here. In the second step of this diagram, we will create a decision tree using this bootstrap dataset that we just created in the step 1. But for that, only we use metrics of variables at each step. These metric variables will become the root node at each tree. When we talk about tree, we are talking about the decision trees which combine together to create a random forest. In the third step, we will repeat the step 1, and this step is repeated like hundreds of times, generating a large number of decision trees, thereby creating a random forest. In the last step, the opinion of all the decision trees is taken and the votes of all these trees are counted with one or more, and the one with more votes wins, which is also represented as average.
Thank you, Himani. To extract a method from given long code smell, we are proposing use of hierarchical agglomerative clustering algorithm. Clustering is unsupervised machine learning technique involving grouping of data points which has similar feature or properties. Now in our case, similar feature is a cohesiveness between the two statements. Identified long method is examined to calculate the member's dependency information. For deciding which two clusters to merge, we need to define similarity between the entities. For a long method, we are representing the fragments as clusters. Now there are two main types of clusters that we will have. First, a set of clusters are created based on data dependency, and then a set of clusters that are created based on method called dependencies. To determine which two clusters to be merged together, we are considering the path in the control flow graph. Two clusters with minimum path can be merged together to form a single cluster. This process continues until entire long method is represented as a root node. Here we define threshold value for the distance, and if the distance value between the members of the two clusters exceeds this threshold value, then those clusters are not considered for merging. Previously merged clusters are candidate opportunities for extracting methods. Now, the same algorithm gives us ranking for the extracted method opportunities. These identified candidate opportunities in the above step can be ranked as per the value of cohesion between them.
Now let's talk about the conclusion of our paper and our topic for the term project. So a balanced and a pre-processed training data set increases the learning of supervised machine learning algorithms is something that we can conclude. The metrics used for detecting code smells are based on size metrics and metrics related to single responsibility principles. Also, we conclude that hierarchical agglomerative clustering algorithm has several advantages, some of which include its flexibility and implementation. Also, it is very easy to understand and well suited for hierarchical structured data compared to other types of clustering algorithms. As a part of our conclusion, we also say that random forest algorithm is a well-known machine learning algorithm known for supervised learning and used for detection of long method code smells. Our study also suggests that single responsibility principle must include data dependency, control dependency, and method call dependency between the statements of the method for finding cohesive code fragments to extract methods. And as a part of the future work, we can extend the use of single responsibility principle in other types of code refactorings such as class level, package level code smells, etc. Also, as a part of the future work, we plan to carry out empirical experiments to validate the idea suggested in the paper. Thank you very much for listening, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. Thank you.